Good. All right. Welcome to tonight's team training. So Naomi and I are teaming together today to talk about the promotions, bit of the compensation plan, and just rocking out the DMO and what to do every day to make sure you get your promotions and you build your business. We have so much good stuff we want to share with you. Plus, we're also going to then transition into more of the mindset behind the structural side of the business. And we've got the beautiful Amber, who's also going to share some incredible content with you guys from her point of view compared to our point of view as well. So I think that'll be really cool. So Naomi's going to kick it off. So I'm going to can't even talk. Hand it straight over to Naomi, and I'll pin you.
Thanks, Kim. Yay, I'm really, really excited to be on tonight because I didn't know if I was going to be able to be. So this is really, really cool that you guys can hear me right now. But I am going to keep this really, really simple because I actually think that anyone entering into this business, it should be kept really, really simple in the beginning. And otherwise, everything can get really overwhelming and there's just too much of, this coming out from this direction, this coming from this direction, and it can just be like way too much and people back away. So first of all, I do just want to say that all teams have their own onboarding process and their own kind of way to start the business strong and all of that kind of thing. So I guess I just want you guys to know that if you do hear either myself or Kim say anything that's a little bit contradictory to what you've heard in other trainings or other Zooms or anything like that, that's completely okay. Everyone has their own way that they teach. But I do just want to say, Kim and I do work pretty closely. You guys are coconuts down, coconuts and pina colada. So, you guys kind of do know what we recommend, and we are one of the fastest growing teams. So obviously it works. So I'd really recommend you guys take on board what we're saying. But again, it's not the only way. So I just don't want you to get confused if you do hear other, sort of methods or ways of doing things. So I know that with Team Pina Colada, we do recommend that as soon as someone is interested in joining the business, before we formally enter them into the system, so before they even technically become a VF, we recommend people try and get 3 orders together. Obviously, we know that this includes their own order. That way that when they actually do sign up, they're actually hitting their first promotion and first pay rise and first bonus on the day that they sign up, which is really, really exciting. Now, we know for anyone new and for anyone in any business, really, if you can do something like that where you're hitting a promotion and a bonus and there's excitement around it and everything like that, then you can actually build excitement around what the business is. And you want people to get, to catch sight of what is possible in this business. So, when people are congratulating them and loving on them and supporting them, and they feel really good about what they've achieved, then they're going to want to do more. And obviously that then leads into their next promotion. So that's just something that we recommend. Obviously anyone can sign up into this business without a single order. But obviously to start strong, we recommend that people are already having those conversations and are already, getting used to having those conversations, whether it be online or doing some social media posts or face-to-face or connecting with their uplines in 3-way chats and things like that. Some of the basics before their time starts ticking on the bonus compensation of the compensation plan. So, that's just what we do. Again, you don't have to do that, but it definitely is a way of starting strong, and you want your own team to start strong as well, because it helps them catch the vision and then they get excited, and then that's what keeps things rolling, and gets that momentum going. So that's, to get from that, initial, I'm interested in the business to DVF. For SDVF, I actually, recommend to keep things just as simple, where people don't need to know the ins and outs of everything. I've seen it so many times before where people come into the business and they're just like, all right, now I need to sit back and learn. I need to read, I need to learn, I need to know. And it's really the last thing on earth that you need to do. This business is this incredible vehicle where you get to earn while you learn, and you have this amazing support network and your uplines that are on the lookout for you. So they are kind of the knowledge behind what you need to get to that next promotion. Now, I honestly think the first 40 days in this business is the most important, because that is where you're going to reach your first 2 promotions, your first 2 pay rises, your first 2 bonuses, and you have the potential of earning, $1,000 plus in your first, 30 to 40 days. And honestly, if you can say that to any new person that comes into this business, who would not want to give this a go? Honestly, for $165 investment, who would not want to try and get $1,000 back in their first 30 to 40 days? And that, you can't have people having the kinds of conversations that they need to be having if they're sitting, in their office reading material all day long. And so that's where, as an upline, it's really important to say, let's just have conversations. You can actually be with them. If you can't physically be with them, then be in constant communication with them and be encouraging them to have those, conversations with people within their network, sending out messages and having 3-way chats. Zoom is free, guys. If any of you guys don't have your own Zoom account, you're more than welcome to use mine. It's completely free to jump on and have a Zoom call with someone else. You can, whether it's with your upline or with myself or with Kim, use your NMD uplines. Not everyone has an upline that's invested in this business. If someone has brought you into this business and they're not working the business all the time, then I can say as a fact right here that each of you guys have an NMD upline that do this business full time, and that's either myself or Kim. So use us, contact us. We're more than happy to do that for you guys. So yeah, with that journey from DVF to SDVF, just keep your new team, or if you are at that point right now, just stay focused on having those new conversations and reaching out to your network. I can guarantee that you can go out and have the number of conversations and get those 10 to 11 orders needed to get to SDVF with the people that you already know in your existing network. You absolutely can, because when I've seen the people that have come in committed and they've just gone, I'm going to do this, and we work together to initiate those conversations, then those are the people that get to SDVF in their 40 days. I absolutely guarantee it. You're going to know the people that do come into the business, and they either have an I can or an I can't attitude. And that's why I guess part of what that kind of initial onboarding process, where I usually say to, if I've got someone that's interested in the business, and I just say, look, you've got your own order, let's go out and find 2 more orders before you actually commit to the business. Because if they can't do that, or if they're not willing to do that, then I actually encourage them just to remain a customer. Because what is the point of trying to get them into the business if they can't even get 1 more order outside of their own? Let them be a customer. Let them have their own Juice Plus journey. Let them get their own testimonial, their own experience, because I can guarantee then that if they're still interested in the business in 4 months' time and they've got their own product story, they're going to start a hell of a lot stronger in that time frame than if you're trying to sort of get them into the business right now. So yeah, that's definitely something that I would recommend. It's okay for people just to be a customer if they're not sort of can't commit to getting at least 1 other order apart from their own. So that's really what my one biggest piece of advice is just, when you're starting and you're going into this, just be committed, but please rely on your uplines. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know the ins and outs. You don't need to spend time reading everything. Obviously, a lot of the learning comes along the way, but the most important, the highest paying activity that you can do between VF and SDVF until you've reached that actual promotion, to have conversations. Have conversations, make connections, and then put them into 3-way chats or have your upline involved there. Obviously, events, if you're physically around an upline and you can have an event and all that kind of thing, absolutely do that 110%. So, that is really the best absolute thing that you could do between VF to SDVF. Obviously, from SDVF to SC, I'm probably going to let Kim focus a little bit more on this part of it, because I'm quite passionate about people's first 40 days in the business, because I just think if you can get that, started strong, then the momentum will keep going. But yeah, like obviously then you start looking at team building and things like that. But yeah, like my personal journey into this business was as a customer, as a raving fan. And what I've found personally is that that's how I have, welcomed team in. So, 90% of my front line have actually been customers first. And then that's how they've come into the business. That's just how I personally work. Obviously, it's phenomenal if you can get someone that's going to hit the ground running, product, business, everything. Everyone has different goals in this, and everyone has different, desires and all that kind of thing. So it's really important to connect with what people want out of this. But yeah, no, 110%, those first 40 days in the business, you don't need to know everything. Rely on your uplines. They're watching, your points and the clock and everything for you. And you've got time. You've got that breathing space after SDVF, because then SC, you've got that 5 months. So, yeah, that's my definite, like 110%. That's how I try and teach everyone. And that's what I recommend for you guys to teach your team and your newbies coming through the business. So yeah, I'll pass it over to you now, Kim.
Yay, that was amazing. Thank you so much. We love that. Let's give Naomi some love in the comments, because I think that was incredible. I'll let you mute yourself. I've been writing so many notes. I love it. I just got to quickly write something because I never finished. So to me, that makes sense, right? It's great. And so I'm just going to touch on how if I did something a little bit differently, but I still have the same beliefs as Naomi does when you're starting people strong, right? But I do want to say, like, where we know that, get people to their DVF straight away. We want people to be successful. Fantastic. But there's sometimes, and I know there's some of you on the call that did join like this, where you ordered and you became a customer, and then you decided to join the business, right? And we're like, oh, if you sign up by the end of the month, you can count your order to your points. Still work on trying to find people, but if we're really close to that end of the month, you do, and I've done this and it has worked, it does work if you work the business, right? You sign them up. All right, you've got your 10 days to find the next 2 premium packs, or whatever it is that they need, right? And I have found by doing that, in even having that 10 days to get to the first promotion, it does have that sense of urgency. Obviously, the best thing to do is get your orders ready. Like I said with Naomi, get people successful straight away. But there is times where, like I just had one of my girlfriends, she's just on a plane to New Zealand now. She ordered the full pack and she was humming and hawing about the business. And I was like, babe, you don't seem very confident yet. Just get on the product and start the product. And then 2 weeks later, she's like, stuff it, I want to do this. And I was like, all right, so we've already put your product through. As long as you sign up by the end of the month, we have till the end of the month for you to get your next lot of orders ready while she's gone to New Zealand. I was like, that's fine. New Zealand orders count for your promotion. So get talking while you're over there. And so we can set her up so when she does sign up, at least she's got some momentum happening. So that's just my fallback. And what I train people with, the fallback is if you can't get those 3 straight away, something happens and there is a sign up that goes through, you work with that sense of urgency for the first 10 days. Honestly, that's why the 10 days are there. That was never there when I signed up, guys. I had 30 days to DVF, no promotion, no bonus, 60 days to SDVF, $300 bonus. Yes, a little bit longer, but not as much money on the table, right? And they've added this in because that first $100 is that first sense of urgency. If you can get 1 customer, you can get 1,000. So, and that first promotion, you need at least 1 customer if you've ordered the full package yourself, right? What else have I got? Then going to loving what Naomi said with the, I want to know the ins and outs. I want to build my confidence, right, to be able to do this business. And where the confidence comes from is you taking the action. So confidence actually comes from action. Where are you going to learn what you need to learn is when you're talking to someone, they ask you a question that you might not know the answer of, and then you go and ask your upline or your NMD, and you go do the research. That's your pathway of doing the research and doing the study. Does that make sense? It's not, I need to go learn everything first, because I'm 4 years in and I'm still learning all the time. Imagine if I waited to learn everything. None of us would be here. And I'm so glad that I didn't do that. So I'm going to be so honest with you. Whenever you say, or if you ever hear a team say, I need to build my confidence, so I need to go learn everything first, that is a cop out, and you're staying in your safety zone. You're staying in your comfort zone. And I'm saying it's the honest truth, because you can learn everything, but if you don't actually have the confidence to whip up a message saying, hey, how's it going? I really want to share something, you're never actually going to be able to use that knowledge. So as John Holowati says, he's almost an 1,000 club member in this business, right? He's been doing this business for 8-9 years now. And he is, what does he say? Knowledge is only power with action, or not knowledge without action. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, does that make sense? I thought I had it in my head and then it went. So yeah, knowledge is not powerful without the action taken on it. So always remember that. So yeah, getting to SDVF, it's, as Naomi said, it's that first 40 days. If you look at the compensation plan and start to learn the other levels of what's required for SC to SDVF. So if you can get to SDVF, you know how to do it. Then all you are doing is duplicating that one level, DVF to SDVF. Because then you get up to SSC. You need, in your fast tracking, you need one SC. How do you get to SC? 2 SDVFs. So you're duplicating down. You're helping people make that first $1,000 in their first month, or aiming to do that, right? So that's why I have found, and this was me as well when I first joined, is when you come in, you want to be an NMD. Like NMD it's the pinnacle position. You know, it's the vision, right? But it can be very overwhelming when you come in and be like, oh my God, I have to do all this stuff to get to NMD. You break it down. That's why we have the levels, and you just focus. Like, don't look when you first join and when you first have team on, don't look anywhere beyond SDVF. Know how important SDVF is. And then as you go, you start, well, as I train my team, is I start drip feeding. This is the next level. This is what's going to be required. Because you will know this when the team that you bring on, and if this is yourself as well, that if you want to go for SDVF and you're hungry for this business, you're going to go out and want to learn what's next anyway. So you're going to be prepared for that. You're going to understand that it's a lot of information. And then again, I'm not even going to touch that much on SC. As I said, it's literally duplicating SDVF, and it's just time. So I do also want to say, we do have these fast track times and bonus money, and it's literally just an incentive for the company to get you to move, to get you to take action. So you're not just talk, you're doing the walk as well. But it's not the end of the world if you miss the promotion. I don't want you guys stressing yourselves out if you or your team don't hit DVF or SDVF in the time. The best thing to do is aim for it and put yourself out there. And, you know, one of the things that Les Brown, he's a motivational speaker that I listen to, one of the things he's always said that's really stuck with me is it's better to aim too high and miss than aim too low and hit. Because by aiming higher and missing, you may have achieved more than what you would have aimed too low for, if that makes sense. So it always aim for what's out there. And there's always, in this business, there's always a way. I call it a fallback system that you don't want to be relying on, but you know that you can't fail in this. You know, if you miss your date, there's other ways around it that we can work. It might take a little more effort, but you can still get there. Because in this business, the only way you can actually fail is by quitting. And a lot of people quit too early in this business, and that's why they turn around and say network marketing doesn't work. It does. This business style does work. It just depends on the person and what they're willing to put in and make happen, right? So that's my little tips on, you know, starting people strong. Other than that, Naomi covered everything that I do. Hence, you know, we all duplicate each other, right? But it's more the mindset. Actually, no, I've got another note on a little bit of paper. I'm going to say this. John Holowati, so those of you who don't know him, as I said, he's almost 1,000 club. He's part of the UK business. He signed up. He stayed at the SDVF level for 2 years before anything happened. 2 years. His first paycheck was £20 or £26. I've heard his story a lot, right? Then after 2 years, because he brought on Katie Ravey, and a lot of us know Katie Ravey. And she was kind of like, as an example, you know how there's the Gold Coast team, and there's a few leaders through the Gold Coast team that grew really fast, and we heard a lot about them. We saw their promotions because they were honing in on doing this business. Katie Ravy was kind of like that in the UK. And she stayed at SDVF for 2 years, and then something clicked with her. You know, she stayed in the game, and then she took action. So I want to share this with you, no matter how long you've been in, whether you are brand new and you want to run with it straight away because success loves speed, or you're sitting here now like, you know what, I have been in the business a while and I have taken a step back here and there. I haven't put as much effort in as I wanted to. It doesn't matter. You can restart yourself now. There's no, as I said, the only way you can fail is if you quit, but you're still in the game. So I love that. But yeah, the mindset of it, you can learn all the ins and outs of what you're supposed to, like how to start strong, what structure you need. We need this many products for this promotion. And that's another thing, guys. Make sure you know exactly what's required for DVF and SDVF. You want to know that for your team, to be able to teach your team. You need to know that what's required and how the best way to do it. It's all in the starter guides that are out there anyway. But it's also the mindset behind it. And, you know, Naomi used the word commit a lot when she was talking, right? And it's a very powerful word. It can be scary and it can be exciting. Because committing yourself right now, if you would think, if I was to commit myself to something, that's me giving my all. You don't want to fail on yourself, right? And I'm very big with that word. Like if I commit, I never want to let myself down or let anyone else down for that matter. And it does come to this mind. It's about your mindset as you come into this. Like, do you actually believe that you can grow this business? I want you to really ask yourself that. Do you actually believe right now that you can build this business? I got Tab nodding. Love it. I can see Tab up the top of my screen. And if you're not 100% yes right now, that's what you want to work on every day. I did a live stream in the team page the other day about what are you doing every morning? What are you telling yourself? You know, every morning tell yourself what your next goal is. I am DVF. I am SDVF. I am successful. I am constantly attracting customers into my business. Whatever that might be, it needs to be the mindset attached to the do. So they merge together. Yeah. And there is a massive difference between making a decision and committing. I'm going to quickly touch on this because before we run out of time, and we'll do more chatting on this later, because I did some coaching with a business coach in network marketing. There's 3 levels that you can play at in this business. There's the choice level. When you first come in, you're just choosing to do it. Oh, it sounds fun. I'd like to make a little bit of money on the side. Look, most of us come in with a choice because we love it. We want to be a part of it, right? But we haven't truly learned the power of it yet. So choice phase and the decision phase, deciding like, I really love this business. I'm not going to quit. You know, I really want this, but it's a decision, because you'll have some days where you're like, oh my, you know, I was at my full-time job today. I'm knackered. I'm pooped. I need a rest tonight. I'm not going to work on my future. I'm just going to recover from the daytime job, right? Then there's commitment phase. Commitment phase is all in. And you can be in this phase at whatever time of your journey that you like. Commitment means that no matter what you do, if you have daily rituals for your business, how many people you have told yourself you want to connect with every day, how much you want to share Juice Plus, yeah, how many sacrifices of going out and partying, or you might have to stay up late in an extra hour just to work on your business, which is your future. Yeah, that's commitment phase. And I remember doing this, and I was with Simon Mitchell and he was doing a little talk, and I was like, I don't know if I'm in, like, I think I'm in decision phase. No, I think I'm in commitment phase, but I don't know. And he's like, you're in decision phase. Because if I was in commitment phase, this is when I was actually in SSC. So if you're in commitment phase, you wouldn't even ask that question. You wouldn't have to decide. Does that make sense? Can I get a hands up? Yeah. So commit yourself to this. Look, you're already on the team trainings. You have committed at a certain level already. And that's what I promise you. And I know Naomi can vouch for this. And every NMD, and the reason I'm using NMD as an example is because that's the top, that's the pinnacle position that we all strive for. Yeah. And we commit to this business. This is our future. This business is incredible for what it can do. And it just starts with building your first promotion and your second promotion. And once you do that, you start to learn how to do this, and then you just duplicate that and you commit to doing that. Wash, rinse, repeat. How many people can I help today? Anyway, That's what I wanted to say. I hope that helped. So I've got Amber on the line, and we've got on the line. Sound like I'm on a radio station. We've got Amber on, and we've got about 7 minutes with Amber. And Amber's going to touch on, because she's an SCVF. She's this close to SC. She's had her SC volume for months now, and I've been loving working with Amber. She's so committed. She's a stay-at-home mum. Her brand is Secret Life of a Fit Housewife. She's a FIFO wife and lives down south in Western Australia, down in Denmark. So she's country town, and she's so committed to this. And we had a massive breakthrough this month with her, because we were like, what's going on? What's the blockage of? She's like, she's got one of the biggest customer bases in Team Coconuts. And there's only a couple of you guys out there with that. Not that there's a competition, but like, she's got an incredible customer base. But it's like, where's the team? She's like, I want to work with people. I want to inspire people. I want to build my business. But there was a blockage. So I'm going to hand it over for Amber to share what it was that clicked, because I think some of you might be able to really relate to this. I just need to find you. Gallery view. Oh, there you are. I'm not good at this. I'm trying to unmute you. There we go. All right.
Is that
cool? Let's hope the reception is good. Take it away.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you want to know what was my unblockage? All right. So basically, I think it clicked. I had to make a really big goal. So I'd always said that I had this big goal and I was never actually working towards it. But I have a big goal set for 12 months and it's huge. And I just couldn't see myself getting there. And I'm like, what the hell is stopping me? I don't really know what it is. And we do a lot of vision work in this business. And I guess the biggest thing for me was that I tried to vision myself with teamies underneath me, and I couldn't even do that. So I didn't believe in myself, I guess, that I could have teamies. So if I couldn't see it in my dreams or in my own eyes, then how the hell was I going to even build a team? So I sat down and I decided to take this business actually seriously. And so like Kim said, I have so many customers, and when Kim messaged me one morning and said to me, you have that many customers, like there's got to be a teamie amongst them. And so that day I went and messaged all my customers, and that even that day about 5 or 6 of them were like, yeah, cool, like I'll have a look at the business. And I was like, why haven't I done this before? Like, you know, and it all came down to, like, I was too scared to ask them. I'd already made the decision up for them. So they probably wanted to do the business, and they're probably just sitting there going, well, why hasn't she asked me? So that was a big thing. I stopped being afraid to ask people. Like, whenever I put orders through, I never even mentioned the business. I always went straight to, okay, so let's do the product. And like, I wouldn't bring up the business. I didn't even say it was possible to do the business. And now since I think it was like 10 days ago, like every order I put through, I've said, okay, so there is the option of doing the business. You know, you can get discounted products or free products depending on how you want to go about it. Would that interest you? And almost every person that said, okay, send me the link. And so that was a big mindset change for me. I started to approach people about it where I wasn't even doing that. And I think it all came down to, I don't know, like I'd already assumed that they didn't want to do it. So I just made their mind up for them, assumed that they won't be interested. And so I just never even bothered asking them. And I've just gone through, like, I guess I wasn't really networking either. Like, I've gone through a lot of my warm market, if you like. So even just my close friends, like people I went to school with, that have really followed my journey. And I've just gone out and asked them straight up, honest, from the heart, would it be something that they were into? Would they like to join me? You know, like whatever. And most of them have come back and said, I'd love some info on it. So that's been a really big thing for me. But and I think that was about it. Kim, did you want to say anything else?
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, what was it? We kind of touched on it, but I want you to share it. What was it when you turned around to me and it was about the vision, and it was when you had that aha moment? Do you remember exactly what you said about your team and visualizing?
It was more just because we always try, even when we did that goal setting, you know, last week, I think it was in training, you said, like, you know, every morning you need to wake up and you need to tell yourself what you are. So like you just said before, like affirmations in the morning, you know, I am or whatever, and you come into this business. And I've always said, I want to be an MD, you know, that's my big goal. But for me, I don't know, I just could never, like, I couldn't even picture anyone wanting to be a teamie with me, if you like, or like I really wanted someone just as determined as I was to join the team. And I was just trying to imagine that, and I couldn't even picture it in my head. Like I couldn't. Yeah, I've been in the business for 10 months, and haven't really got any active teamies. So I think I was just not believing that it was ever going to happen.
Yeah.
So I can't remember. Did I say something to you, Kim? I can't remember now.
No, that was it. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I'll elaborate on that. But thank you so much for sharing on your first team training. Woohoo! Well, first time sharing on team training. So thank you so much, babe. I'll let you mute yourself. I love that.
Yeah, I was going to say, John.
Yes, please. Does everyone want to give Amber some love in the chat? And this is what I wanted to share, because we've been working on this block. Like, everyone has blockages at different times in the business, and it usually mainly comes down to our mindset on, do we believe that we can do it? Belief is a very powerful thing with us. And Amber turned and she's like, Kim, I actually cannot visualize me having a team. And I was like, that's it, Amber. Like, you've been wanting a team for so long, but you actually can't picture it. Now, guys, you can relate this to anything else. This might even be customers. Do you actually believe that you can have a customer base of 10 people? Maybe you're struggling to get, Kim used a naughty word, maybe it's challenging to get customers, or to get team, or to get team who are like you and as motivated as you. So it really comes down to, what are you telling yourself? What is your belief? And just running with it, because you have fun. The more you do this, the more fun it becomes. And isn't it, when you're having fun and sharing from the heart, doesn't it make it so much easier, and all the scaredy parts go away and you become confident? It just happens. It just flows. And you're like, yes. So guys, right now, this is a task for you. Who's coming to conference, right? Perth conference. You'll be silly to miss it. And I say that because I have never missed a conference. It's the best thing I ever did. Every conference, I visualize how many team members I want there with me, how many team members I want to see on that stage, walking across, getting their promotional recognition, right? What are you visualizing? Are you visualizing that you're even coming? Because we can make it happen. It's very exciting. So anyway, I hope you guys took a lot away from our training today, and are inspired. And again, if you have any questions, just ask us, because we're going to get kicked off in 2 minutes, so we won't have time. Unless you have a question, you can chuck it in the chat. I'll just